how are you? Did you check your previous video about the punctuation marks? In that I taught you about the full stop. Okay, children. Now let us go to the second one, that is question mark. What is that? Question mark. Question mark. This is the symbol for the question mark. Okay, children. This is the symbol for the question mark. And you know very well, we will ask a number of questions, isn't it? What we do? We generally start, when we open our mouth, we will go on asking questions, isn't it? We love only asking questions, not giving answers. Am I right? Yes. So, with this question mark, we will place whenever we will ask any question. Can you tell generally what question means? So, question mark if you ended means that sentence we call it as an interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence. Okay, children? Interrogative sentence. Clear? So, in the previous, I taught you about full stop. In that, we got two types of sentence. That is, one is assertive sentence, or we can call it as a declarative sentence, and the other one is imperative sentence. All the please, command, requesting words will be used in that sentence. Okay, children? So, there we will place a full stop. So, here coming to the question mark means, where do we use the question mark? We use the question mark if the sentence is an interrogative sentence. Okay, children? If the sentence is an interrogative sentence. Okay. Now, what is interrogative sentence? Yes. For example, a police caught a thief. A police caught a thief. Okay. So, what he will do? Will he give coffee, tea, some burger? Will he arrange some noodles and everything? No, no. What he will do? Yes. He will take a lottie into his hand and he will start questioning. If he gives the answer straightforward, okay, no problem. If he won't give the answers, he will use the stick also, that latte. Okay. Now let us come to the, then what he will ask generally? Yes. He will, for example, he did a robbery in one house. Maybe he took away all the gold, jewelry, whatever it may be, whatever he found, he took all those things and he went away. Okay. So now, when they caught the thief, all those things are not with him. Then what they will ask generally? Yes. They'll ask the questions like this. What is your name? What is your name? Where do you live? Where do you live? What did you do with the gold? What did you do with the gold? What did you do with the gold? Where did you sell? Where did you sell the jewelry? Where did you sell the jewelry? Like this, they will go on questioning, isn't it? What were you doing at 11 o'clock? Maybe the theft was took place at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. What were you doing in that street, or some sort of question they will ask. So here, these are some interrogative questions they ask him. The police asked the questions to the thief. Okay, what is the question? What is your name? Generally, first they ask what's your name, where do you live, what is the work you do, what is the profession, okay, how many family members were. These some sort of questions they'll ask and they'll come to the interrogation. Okay, so here, why did I write these many questions is what you observe. I started every question with WH. WH, 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 WH. Is it clear? So that means generally, when we write any question, we start most of the question with WH words. Is it clear, children? Okay. But next to that, WH words is okay. But next to that, you should definitely have a verb. That also you should keep it in your mind. Why I remind this one is, in the next sentence when I tell you, we use WH word also in some cases, but there will be a slight change. I don't want to confuse. I'll explain in detail. Just let us come to this one. What is? Is a verb. Supporting verb. Where do is also a verb. Supporting verb. What did? Did is also a supporting verb. Where did? Again, did is also a supporting verb. Where is also what were. It's not where, were. Pronunciation is word. This is also a verb. So this you have to remember. That means when you get the WH word, next to that word compulsory verb should be there. Verb. It can be mostly a supporting verb will come. Supporting verb like is, am, are, was, were, do, did, does. These type of words will come. Okay, children? So I am clear, I think so. So I started every question with WH. So this is clear that whatever the question we ask, we start mostly with the WH questions. So what is your name? I want to know your name. So we started with a WH and so we should place a question mark. Clear? Next, where do you live? Where do you live? It is also a question, so we should place a question mark. What did you do with the gold? So whatever the gold you have brought, what did you do with that? Here also it's a question, so I placed a question mark. Where did you sell the jewelry? Here also it's a question, so I placed a question mark. Next, what were you doing in that street? So in that street, wherever the theft was happened, in that place, what you were doing? So here also a question mark. So if we have placed a question mark, means all these sentences are interrogative sentences. Okay, children? All these sentences are interrogative sentences. So here, though it is an interrogative sentence, I started the first letter with a capital. This is clear? The first letter I started with a capital. This is also you should keep it in your mind. Whatever the type of sentence you write, you should use a capital letter. That is first point. And so here I use WH word. That's where we should place a question mark because it's a question. Clear? And after WH word, you should observe whether there is a verb or not. If there is a verb only, it is a question. Okay? Now, keeping this in your mind, sometimes you may have a questions like this. We will ask questions with HO also, HOW. Most of the questions start with WH. Whom do you want to meet? Who is your grandparents? Who are your grandparents? Sorry, who are your grandparents? When is your appointment? Like that. Either not only WH means what and where. We can use who, whose, whom. Like this also they will come. Okay, children? So, how can I find her? It's a question. Here I started a question with HOW. How after what did the word come here? Can. Can is a verb. It's a supporting word. So after the word HOW, how? If you got the word verb means it is an interrogative sentence. That means you should place a question mark. Okay, children? So if you start any sentence with WH or HOW, how? You can start like this. You can consider it as a question mark. Next, anything else? Okay, sometimes we will start the questions like this with the do, does, did. I told in the previous video, when we write any question with do, does, did, the answer can be in a simple word, that is either you can say the answer with yes or either with no. Simply you can say yes or simply you can say no. If you want to write the entire sentence also, you can write. We can write yes and you can place a comma and you can give the complete information. If you want to say no, you can say no, place a comma and you can give the complete information. Okay children? So when we are supposed to write yes or no answers, then we will use the word do, does, did. So we can sometimes frame a question with do also, does also and did also. If you are framing a question with do, does, did, this is also an interrogative sentence. For example, do you like music? What is the question I asked you? Do you like music? You may ask a doubt to me. Miss, when a word, question word comes, next to that verb should come. That is what you told. But here I used the word do, but you got the word you. You is a pronoun. You is a pronoun. It's not a verb. That's what I am saying. Here when do, does, did comes, they are also question words, but here it's not mandatory. You won't get the verbs, because do itself is a verb, does is a verb, did is a verb. Do is a verb, does is a verb, did is a verb. Did you remember the V1, V2, V3 forms? V1, V2, V3 forms. In that we write like this: do, did, done. Do, did, done. Did you remember? So in that, do is a verb, did is a verb. Here a small change will be there, that the question will directly starts with the verb. Sometimes when we are writing an interrogative sentence or a question, we can start something, sometimes the sentence will start directly with the verb. The question will directly start with the verb. That also you should keep it in your mind. Do you like music? That's a question. So the sentence is started with do, so you should place a question mark. Does your parents come to school? మీ పేరెంట్స్ స్కూల్ కి వస్తారా? It's a question. Does your parents come to school? అసలు మీ పేరెంట్స్ స్కూల్ కి వస్తారా? It's a question. Maybe your teacher was asking you to bring your parents from 3-4 days and you are saying yes miss, today my mom will come. Today my dad will come. You may be giving the answers like that. So with a serious anger your teacher may ask you like this: does your parents come to school? She may ask a question like this. So here does is a supporting verb. The question we can either start with the verb, directly with the supporting verb. So here we will place a question mark. Okay. Did you bring your color pencils? So maybe your teacher will ask you to bring your color pencils. So she was asking you a question: did you bring your color pencils? So did you? Did is a question word. Did is a question word and it is a verb. So verb. When we start with any supporting verb, if a sentence is starting with any supporting verb, that is also considered as a question. That is also considered as a question. So we should place a question mark. Clear, children? So till now I told you about WH words. If we start with WH, they end. Those sentences are considered as an interrogative sentences. And when we write the WH words, compulsory next to that is verb will come. This you should keep it in your mind. Next to the WH word, if you get the word verb, then it is an interrogative sentence. But here, the second type of sentence is, the sentence will directly start with the verb. The sentences will directly start with the verb. If the sentences are directly starting with the verb, then also we will place the question mark, and those sentences are also called as interrogative sentences. Clear, children? So when you open your textbook, either it is a science or a social or mathematics, whatever textbooks you will be open, you will be asking number of questions with mostly with the WH. And reasoning questions or implementing means using your brain, means think you are in that position. In that cases, what do you do? Do you agree with the information, or what we call it? Do you agree with the statement which is said by the poet? Like that they will say, do you agree? Okay. Did you find any mistake in the above paragraph? So they will ask the questions like this: do, did, does. Okay. Next. Same like the supporting verbs, we may use is, am, are. The supporting verbs. So those are also called as the verbs. Sometimes the sentences will, two things you have to remember is, the questions mostly they start with WH words, and the second thing is with the supporting verbs. If these two types are there, means those are considered as an interrogative sentences. Clear, children? So both interrogative, next imperative and exclamatory sentence, declarative sentence is clear for all of you. Next, coming to the next one. What is the next one? Coming to the next one. So exclamatory sentence. Exclamation mark. Sorry. Now we are going to learn about the exclamation mark. Exclamation. I think you have heard about this word number of times from the mouth of your teacher, because you have learned in the grammar. Isn't it? Yes. Here a straight line will be there. Down to the straight line we will put a dot. This mark we call it as an exclamatory mark or exclamation mark. Okay? And where do we use these exclamatory marks means if the sentence is an exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentence. Okay? In the exclamatory sentences, we use this mark. In the exclamatory sentences, we use this mark. Okay, children? So, where do these exclamatory sentences come? First thing, what you have to remember is the emotions. Emotions such as joy or happiness. Joy or happiness. Sad or sorrow. Pain or anger. Pain or anger. And it can be a surprise. It can be a surprise. Okay, children? So here, when we come to the exclamatory mark, this is the mark. Exclamatory mark means we will put a straight line and down to that we will put a dot. This called as an exclamatory mark, exclamation mark, and we use this exclamation mark in the exclamatory sentences. Okay, what do you mean by an exclamatory sentence? Yes, when we read the sentence, we will find these type of expressions in that sentence. It can be joy or happiness. The sentence when you read, you will find either happiness or joy. And or else you may find the sadness or sorrow. Bada. We will find the sadness or sorrow. And or it may consider pain or anger. Pain or anger. If for example, you failed in an exam. You failed in your exam, though you did a lot of hard work. But unfortunately, the result we don't know, but your marking means the result what you found was failed. Then you will be having two things. That means we feel pain from inside. We feel pain from inside. But if anyone comes and wants to speak to us, we'll express our anger. We'll express in a form of an anger. So this is called as pain or anger. This sort of questions also, statements also considered as an exclamatory sentences, or it can be completely surprise. Maybe you did work hard, but you got success. You passed with a good marks, more marks above your expectation. Your marks has come. That's really surprise for you. That's really a surprise for you. In that cases, we use this word surprise. Okay, means that surprise sentences. All these comes under exclamatory sentences. Okay, children. So here all these are emotions. Means a person's feeling. A person, when we are joyful, when we are happy, our face will be the resemblance. Our face will be the resemblance. Our face will show clearly the gestures of your body, isn't it? The gestures of your body, your happiness, your smile, everything will show you, isn't it? With your facial expressions, especially no need of your body language. Just your facial expressions will tell you that you are happy or sad, or you are in some suffering, or you are in a surprise. Whatever the expressions we can give with the support of your face. The gestures we can give on your face, through your face. And that happiness or the joy or anger or whatever it may be, all these we can put it in a sentence also. But when we put it in a sentence, what you have to do is, the way you read out will tell you the type of sentence. The way you read out, English means not by saying WH is a, okay, it is a question. Miss told whenever the sentence starts with WH, okay, it is a question, interrogative sentence. Put a question mark. It's not that. You should keep it in your mind. Sometimes it may not, the word may start with WH, but it cannot be a question. You have to read the sentence, understand, and then identify whether which type of sentence it is. That modulations you have to learn. When we read any sentence, that is an exclamatory sentence, or it is an interrogative sentence, or it's an imperative, or it's an assertive sentence. Those modulations you have to understand. So here children, today till here I explained about this exclamatory mark and where do we use. With the examples and all, we will meet you in the next video class. Till then, bye bye. Please follow the video. Okay, don't waste your time. And at least once if you listen, it's not a big deal. No? Just for 5 minutes you can listen to the video and you can gain some knowledge. Okay children, bye.